If one were aboard this bus, carrying a cattle load of chirping undergrads, one would enjoy a 6-minute air-conditioned trek between the disparate worlds of West Appleton and Appleton. Combined population, 34,867, with students, 45,572. The bus route started here, in West Appleton's quaint if somewhat low-rent business district, then coursed over the blue-green trickle of Nile Creek that demarcated the border between the two towns, then past the picturesque and preposterous mansions of the historic district, through Appleton's not at all low-rent and more than somewhat commercialized business district, where a new Blockbuster made a hell of a lot more sense than here, Waring thought, and finally to Appleton University, that small, old, and consistently average institution that is the crown jewel of Ely County, North Carolina. Finally, after successfully consuming a full cigarette, and without looking again at the Blockbuster sign, Waring stomped across his empty parking lot and entered Star Video, his beloved grungy palace. He switched on the neon open sign. Then he took up his station upon his director's chair behind the long black counter, at the register labeled Cashier du Cinéma. And he started a John Ford Western. One of his part-time employees, Rose, had called in sick that morning, so he'd have to pull an all-day shift. But it didn't matter. It's not like his social calendar would be thrown into turmoil. And anyway, business was slow. Over the next few hours, only the regular morning porn renters filtered in, wearing their abashed but resilient expressions, wordlessly swapping out their shame. Then at noon arrived the normal van load of old biddies from Covenant Woods, the nearby retirement tank, for whom Waring reluctantly submitted to playing tour guide, as he was forced to almost every week whenever he couldn't pawn the job off on someone else. "No, don't worry, we won't sell our VHS tapes," he told them in annoyance, as he showed them for the 100th time to the British TV Mysteries section. "Yes, I'm totally devastated that Bob Barker retired," he lied, as he guided another old biddy to March of the Penguins, the same videocassette she rented every week. But the old biddies were oblivious to Waring's harsher-than-average disdain. Or perhaps they weren't oblivious. Perhaps they just didn't care, because they'd grown accustomed to him, and because they needed his help navigating his imposing store with its 20-feet-high warehouse ceilings, its labyrinthine metal shelving, its thousands of titles, its sections and subsections and sub-subsections, martial arts, Bruce Lee, Bruceploitation, its plague of dust bunnies swarming like tribbles, and its rickety loft/employee break room looming over the front counter, seemingly ready to collapse at any moment. And the porn room, into which these old biddies, on more than one occasion, had accidentally wandered. Yes, the old biddies needed his help, but that didn't mean he had to be nice about it. Especially not today. So Waring rolled his eyes at them. He sneered at the porn renters. He scoffed in one way or another at every single customer, no matter how innocuous his or her offenses. But of course, as West Appleton's famously cantankerous drunk, Waring's mood went unnoticed. Then, at 4 p.m., Alaura Eden, the longtime manager of Star Video, arrived for her evening shift, and Waring was relieved that she didn't immediately mention the Blockbuster sign. He hoped Alaura hadn't learned of the corporate villain's encampment. Would never learn of it at all. "Hot day out there, huh?" Alaura said, tossing her jangly purse under the counter.